that anyone who's interested in open inquiry and debate, why is it that we have Christians writing articles about Israel, and there are no opportunities given to the unique Jewish perspective of, there's a divergence and a diversity of belief, as the evidence which was led in my case. Judaism is not monolithic. There are many different types of Jews, and yet this insistence that we should all think a particular way, that we should believe in certain theological constructs, as if Judaism was Catholicism, as if the rabbinate is somehow like a papacy, some kind of the priesthood is running things in Israel. Look, Terry, there are some very real problems to do with religion, with the orthodoxy, with different versions of Judaism, with the reform movement, with progressive Jews, with secularism, and so on. I don't see any of this really being a solution, unless there can be some kind of constitutional dispensation where there are security arrangements to prevent zealots on either side, whether it's the Baruch Cohens of this world or the Islamists, from slaughtering persons willy-nilly, if they, waking up on a bad day, not having a good feast or whatever it is. And the problem of too much history, too many zealous people getting passionate about religious issues, and the history of anti-Semitism, where you have religious texts based on the opposition to any other religion. The Quran is not exactly the most moderate perspective on freedom of religion, and Judaism itself is not exactly it's not exactly the most progressive religion in terms. If you look at its texts, it's an ancient cultural, historical community. People don't necessarily follow verbatim what is written down in the Bible and so on. I mean, expecting Christians to behave the same way that you expect Jews to behave in this country, if you take the judgment in Lewis v. Media 24, do Christians have the right to watch television on a Sunday? No one. You would be laughed down, Terry, if this was a problem that you were facing, and yet you're expecting me to read the nitty-gritty of a decision that reiterates and memorializes the apartheid heresy, and where I don't have any rights to secular belief in the newsroom. Failing to support me, Palestinian Solidarity Campaign uttering anti-Semitic statements every other week. There's a controversy involving, whether it's a sloganeering of death to the Jews, whether it's trying to place pressure on Jewish grannies in Sea Point, pressurizing progressive Jews. And for the most part, I would say that the Jews in South Africa are pretty progressive in their outlook. Pressurizing us is not the solution. We're not the only Jewish community in the world. There are many other different communities, historical communities. A lot of them are from the ancient, parts of Arabia and so on, that have very different views on how to live their lives. And really, Terry, do you have this right to pontificate and to write op-ed pieces without giving other persons such as myself, the rights to respond? Whether it, we might share many points here. There are many things issues that we might share. But do we all think that Ashkenazi Jews are to blame? Do we really believe in the construction of Judaism as it's reiterated by Terry Crawford Brown? You know, the distinction between European Jew and non-European Jew. That's an apartheid mindset in itself. So, isn't it that Terry himself is imposing an apartheid framework onto the problem in the Middle East? Isn't that the case? That South Africans, are taking an experience which is very different to the experience in Israel, and imposing it those views. Well, I'll leave that up to viewers to figure that out. And I think I'm going to end it there. So it's the 17th of March. Hopefully we'll get a change of government in Israel. Who knows? Will the Cape Times publish alternative, different, divergent opinions? Not necessary to have dichotomies. It's not necessary to have an Israeli point of view if you're publishing a non-Zionist's viewpoint, an anti-Zionist's viewpoint, but to define oneself in opposition to a version or a particular version of a religion. Define oneself in opposition. For every Islamophobic piece, do we have to have a piece reiterating Islam? I don't think that is the debate. The debate really is about freedom of expression, freedom of the press, the right to freely associate and to have differences of opinion, different views on current affairs. So Terry, nice one. I've got to hand it to you. You've really outdone yourself. But yeah, the lies at the Cerruti Commission, the Holocaust denial in the past. So yeah, you've managed to really bring a lot of these criticisms against you into focus by adopting a perspective that has long been prevalent within the Jewish community. So it's over from me, David Robert Lewis at Media Alternatives. Have a good day.